Now we come to my list of the 5 worst films of 2014. As with the best list, let's get the 10 dishonorable mentions out of the way first. Hercules. It's a big, dumb, poorly plotted 80s movie. Take it or leave it. Transformers: Age of Extinction. Again, the pacing and writing are complete rubbish, but Mark Wahlberg is still a solid action lead, the action is cool, and I like the committed supporting performances from Kelsey Grammer and Stanley Tucci. A Million Ways to Die in the West. There's actually a lot I enjoyed about this film. The performances are generally strong, Seth MacFarlane is a really charismatic star, he has endearing chemistry with Charlize Theron, the Bill Maher and Christopher Lloyd cameos are funny, and there is a bafflingly cool bar fight at one point. However, it's a terrible western, lacking any atmosphere despite the high-grade production, and an awful comedy, with every gag being either childish, drawn out far too long, or explained away. Transcendence, featuring bland, one-note characters, lukewarm drama, and a paranoid, almost anti-intellectual stance on science, Transcendence may be harmful, not just bad. Cuban Fury, a superficially charming dance movie that leaves no lasting impression, except for the mean-spiritedness of Nick Frost's mentor and Chris O'Dowd's over-the-top office jerk character. 47 Ronin. Despite its vibrant visual design, this is a surprisingly dull historical fantasy, with one-dimensional characters, jerky pacing, and weak, disappointing action. RoboCop. It's a decent action movie, but the vital subplot of Murphy regaining his humanity is ruined, and it feels tame and lame compared to the original classic. Under the Skin. The atmosphere is disquieting, and there are some outstanding moments of gothic horror, and Scarlett Johansson frequently naked, but I overall found it too slow, sedate, and empty to engage. Nymphomaniac. Again, there's a lot to like here. Great performances, gorgeous cinematography, and clever use of allegory. But it's just so extremely boring, and the protagonist is intensely unlikable and lacking in self-awareness, and not unlikable in a compelling way either. She's just conceited and manipulative. Jersey Boys. Yeah, I don't like Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons music, Big Girls Don't Cry is a crime against humanity, but there are other, more objective reasons for this band biopic placing so high in the bad ranks. It's a flat, tedious, and by-the-numbers biopic with drama lacking in impact. Frankie, the band frontman and main character, is barely in the film, and the events are often interrupted by annoying, jarring soliloquies. And now we arrive at my picks for the 5 worst films of 2014. Number 5. Tracks. This Australian film, starring major up-and-comer Mia Wasikowska, is based on the true story of Robin Davidson, who trekked 1,500 miles across the outback with just her dog and some camels. Davidson's story is courageous and inspiring, but the film retelling depicts her character as a reclusive, ungrateful grump with little motivation, and so the film feels very hollow. Number 4. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Poorly acted, atrociously written dreck. The turtles are obnoxious frat boys, the CGI is unrealistic and ugly, the human cast is uninteresting or grating to watch, the action scenes are jumbled flurries of motion, and the ludicrous plot makes no sense. I hated this movie, and I don't even care about the Ninja Turtles franchise.
So, if you're sitting comfortably there...
Number 3. Sex Tape. Dumb, shallow, physically impossible, according to Apple and Sony, and neither funny nor raunchy enough to justify its existence. Number 2. The Other Woman. Almost nothing about this cloying romantic comedy is enjoyable, the trio of main characters is irritating, the childish humor is extremely labored, and the plot aims for depth but fails miserably.
Science is interesting, and if you don't agree, you can fuck off.
Number 1. Magic in the Moonlight. This isn't, objectively speaking, the worst film of 2014. The acting is uniformly excellent, the dialogue can be charming, and the 1920s style is spot on, but it is the film that I objected to the most. I fucking hated this movie for how insulting it is towards skeptics and rationalism. The romance is unashamedly built on deception, the protagonist is an offensive stereotype of skeptics, with healthy, questioning doubt portrayed as the path to bitter, misanthropic cynicism, and seems to equate trickery with happiness. Screw that. It's sad that a Woody Allen film is in my worst list for 2014, with Allen's Blue Jasmine in 2013's best list, but Magic in the Moonlight is, to me, the most offensive, repugnant movie I saw in 2014. Now that 2014's movies are done with, save for a few releases coming out later in Australia, and which will technically count as 2015 movies, I now eagerly await the insanely cool crop of blockbusters coming out across the coming year. I hope you enjoyed my list, and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Cheers.